Hello everybody, it's Christina at Scrapcraft and Stitchery. I am putting my video together for faded photograph a little bit backwards today. So I am going to show you the end product here. And I'll tell you the reason why I'm doing this is really, I know people are trying to watch a lot of these videos, and I've been trying to keep my videos short, about somewhere between 10 and 16 minutes long. And so today I'm going to show you the end product, and then I'll show you how I made it, and then I'll show you how I came up with the concept. So I'm shooting this video backwards. I kind of feel a little bit like maybe I also made this page backward. I started with the focal point image and then built a background around it, and I would usually go in the other direction. But I also feel like the picture happened first. It's a faded photograph, and then a lot of other stuff I think happened to it after that. So I think it's kind of a cool story for this page in particular. So I have this picture that I got out of a magazine that looked, I mean, this was also on the page, so it looked like, since it came out of a magazine, it's in really good shape and it's not really faded. So I used some packing tape. You can see kind of the lines, and it's still a little bit shiny, where I picked up elements off of this magazine page with packing tape and put it down, and you can watch the process. It's really easy to do. You just put the packing tape down and then spray the back of it with water and scrub it until there's nothing but the image left on the packing tape, and it really fades that photograph, which was the assignment as I understood it. Faded photograph. I put it down with some matte medium, and I probably should have used, or what did I use? Oh, I should have used the white gesso, I think, because it's kind of streaky, but also again I think it looks like some stuff has happened. I really like this. So I started with the photo, and then I put down some modeling compound through a stencil. Hit that with my heat gun, which, oh, I also put some black gesso down to kind of, and put down some, I used this pencil, oh my gosh. This is a Sketch and Watch pencil from Generals, and it's kind of a charcoal pencil, but it's water soluble. So I went around that image. You'll see that to kind of stress some of the lines I wanted to stress, and then moved that out. You can kind of see it a little bit here still. And then I just started adding layers and layers and layers, and this is again a magazine from that same magazine page, and I saved some of the text, which I thought was really cool. When I hit it with my heat gun, it kind of curled up some of this. So it's just a very worn out kind of a page, like it's been through some stuff. And then I stamped a little bit on here. I did a direct from my vintage photo distress ink, and I inked around that page to get rid of some of the white that I had put down to make this image pop. I kind of like it. If you want to see how I made it, keep watching. And I've had such a great time this week doing the prompts, and today is Friday. I'm going to do a flip through of this week and post that as a separate video if you want to watch that. I'll talk a little bit more about kind of the journey of the week on these prompts. Just so much fun. I hope you like this. Like, subscribe, and share. It's a very vintagey page. I did my best to kind of blend in where this picture is, but you can still kind of see the lines. It's just like, I put gesso over here, and here I used the straight gesso, and over here I watered it down and kind of took some of it off. I really like that effect over here. It just adds layers. And I ended with a sentiment that I kind of felt like was perfect for this page. It says, "What really matters." I did this with white embossing powder, and I didn't think it was going to work. I thought this words were going to be too small for it to really pick up, but I really like the way that came out. Used a lot of my vintage photo, again, distress ink. Great thing for this page, I think, and I really love it, especially over here where it's just kind of like, I love that layering of all those that I did and how it came out. This was a fun page. I got to try to play with a lot of techniques and just kind of mess around and see what was going to work. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next week. Gosh, what is next week? We are to Written in the Margins. I was really looking forward to this one. So look forward to that, and I will see you then, and for more play in the junk journal for the junk journal challenge. Thank you so much for everybody who's watching, and you can stop watching here if you want to get on to the other videos, and if you want to keep watching and see how I made this page, I will try to keep it succinct for you. Let's go play! So I have this magazine image, and I am coating it in packing tape, and I don't want to let the packing tape overlap, so I had to do 3 layers of 3 strips of packing tape to cover the whole image. And you can see they're coming out in pieces, and I've sprayed the back of it now with water, and I'm just rubbing off the magazine image, so I'm left with just the ink print from that magazine image. And so I'm kind of cleaning that up, and I can piece it back together to put it onto my page. And now I am taking that and going to attach it to my page, but first I'm going to add some white paint because I want the image to really stand out, and it wasn't standing out against the brown background as much as I wanted. So I'm lightening it up a little bit so you can actually see the image relatively clearly here. I just really liked this picture when I saw it, and I was like, oh, that's what I'm using. And then I went back and I did the same thing with just a quote from that magazine page and a title from that magazine page so that I can use that on the page. This is a really cool technique. If you haven't tried it, it is definitely a fun technique to try. It takes those images and makes them pretty see-through so you can add them to your journal. And you see November Puddles is helping me here today. We're gonna see Noodle here too. Anyway, so I have put that down with either some, probably use the clear gesso. I did use some matte medium, and it came out really streaky, and the the clear gesso that I used really worked better. Here I'm just outlining this with this graphite pencil that I have that's water soluble. I wanted to make the image a little kind of stand out more for the door of the truck and the boy. So, and then I wanted to blend what I had into the page a little bit. So I added black gesso. On the right, I added it straight, and I watered it down on the left. I really liked the effect on the left. It was very cool. So now I'm going to stencil a little modeling compound. This is a flexible modeling compound, so it shouldn't crack or break once it's dried. Over the top of that black to just kind of help it blend in and make it look less stark. And kind of just start edging. Oh, that was Newt. So I dried the modeling compound with my heat tool, and it did kind of where it caught the packing tape, it kind of curled it up at the edges, which is really cool. It's kind of curled up there now. I could cut it off, but I didn't. And then I was adding some vintage photo to add kind of a sepia color to this to make it look aged. And then I just did a direct from the ink pad to get those edges dark, and I really liked just running that over the top of this image, as well as adding a little bit of stamping around the page to make it look really aged and worn. And here I am just kind of playing around. I don't want to wash out all of my stamping, but kind of fade some of it into the background. And then one of the last things I did was put some, I have a white Stabilo pencil, and I'm just kind of going back and adding a little bit of white in there around the edges of that to kind of help fade from the black into the picture. I did a white embossed stamp that says "What really matters," and I added that as a sentiment. And then I decided I was going to call this done. I've just had a really fun time with the prompts this week. They've been kind of like brought a lot of meaning into them for me, and so we're ending it up with faded photograph. I am doing this intro. I'm probably going to put it at the end, but I want to say this kind of calls back to Worn, where we started the week with Worn, and I took this shirt that I had in my stash, and it had holes in it, so it was worn out, and I kind of turned it into this page, which is very modern and cool, and I like it a lot. I'm probably going to do a separate video with a flip through of just this week, but this is where we started, where I took something that was worn out and I kind of turned it into something new. So my idea for faded photograph is kind of taking something that's not new, is not faded. I have this picture, I have this magazine that I got, and I am gonna get a picture out of here. I think I'm gonna use this picture, so I'm just gonna cut it out, and it's not faded, and I'm gonna use some packing tape and do an imprint of this picture of this magazine page. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put some packing tape over it and then wet it down and scrub that off and make this photo, which is really not, I guess it's kind of faded, but it's in actually really good shape, and I'm going to take it and fade it and make it look old. So I feel this week we've come full circle of taking something old and making it into something new, and now we're taking something not new. This is from 2012, and this picture is obviously from, oh, I don't know, the 1950s probably, or the 1940s. Taking something that looks new and making it faded. So I like this as a way to end this week, and I think it'll be fun. From worn to faded photograph with a lot of things in between. I'm so glad that I'm on this journey, and I'm glad that you guys are coming along with me, and for everybody who's watching, thank you so much. I will be back. I'm gonna do this video backwards too. I'm going to put the end product, I'm going to talk about this page, and then I'll show you how I made it, and then I'll probably put this at the end. That's my idea for this video. I think it's fun. Alright, so let's go play.